Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for a Friday edition of the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I'm your host, Brady Vini. What is going on, everyone? We got action here on a Friday, more action than what we are normally accustomed to. Usually here on Fridays, we come on here, talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and who's in and who's out of their upcoming game on the weekend. What's going on with the Pittsburgh Penguins and how their game went, because they usually play Tuesdays and Thursdays during the week. So we usually talk about how they did. We will get to both of those things, the Steelers and the Penguins. But today we are going to start off with the baseball team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. This year, no waiting around until January, February before we see the Pirates legitimately add some MLB talent, which, by that time rolls around, it is bargain bin hunting at that point. No, the Bucks today actually making us proud, making me wear this Pittsburgh Pirate hat on my head with a little bit of pride today, because they went out and they made what I view as an A+ trade, adding to the MLB roster. We will get into that trade, who is coming to Pittsburgh, who is heading to elsewhere around the MLB. We will start off the show with that here in a matter of moments. After that, we will get into the Pittsburgh Steelers and their final injury report. Some names that you do not want to see be out against the Detroit Lions are out. However, there is some good news. Some players who were on the injury report are now off and good to go on Sunday. After we talk about the Pirates trade and the Steelers injury report, we will then get into the extra Pittsburgh sports news, talking about the Penguins game last night, talking about something that the Pirates did yesterday, finalizing their coaching staff, and anything else going on with the Steelers as well, or anything in general that you guys want to talk about. But before we get underway and do all of this here on this snowy Friday night, if you are new here, first things first, welcome to the channel. On your way in, please subscribe to the channel. Don't cost nothing. Just hit that little button. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so that you never miss a thing here on the channel. Again, leave a like on this live stream. Share this live stream in the comments section here. Let me pop up the right one. There it is right there. In the comments section, any thoughts, questions, opinions that you may have, please, by all means, get those in the chat. I enjoy popping those up on screen and interacting with you fine folks when you do so. Also, go give the channel a follow at Steel City SR on Facebook, Instagram, and X. And maybe, I'm going to put a strong maybe on this, maybe tune back in later tonight to SCSR60, the editing platform that I use for those videos, acting up when I checked it last an hour or so ago. So maybe there will be an SR60 tonight, maybe they're not. We will see. But let's get this show on the road, starting with the Pittsburgh Pirates and the trade that they made the trade that they made today. Lance33 in the comments section. Shout out Mon Valley. Glad to have you here, Lance. Let's get into it. The Buccos today, around lunchtime, shocking all of us. A move that they have been rumored to be in the works of making for a couple of weeks now. They were finally able to push it over the finish line today and get it done. The Pirates adding a real live Major League bat in second baseman Brandon Lowe from the Tampa Bay Rays. The trade about to be popped up on your screen here, I believe, in a moment. There's the Pirates. Here it is right here. The trade that you see right now, officially, Brandon Lowe, second baseman from the Tampa Bay Rays, along with two other pieces, Mason Montgomery and outfielder Jake Mangum. It's going to be hard for me to get used to that. It's Mangum, not Magum. Those three gentlemen coming to the North Shore. In exchange, two other teams involved in this trade to the Astros. Right-handed pitcher Mike Burrows was on the Pirates pitching staff for most of last year. And the Astros, they only get Burrows in this deal so that the Rays and the third team in on this, they will get two prospects, I believe two top 10 prospects at that, from the Houston Astros in right-handed pitcher Anderson Brito and outfielder Jacob Melton. So that is the full trade right there. Three players, the headliner Lowe coming to Pittsburgh in exchange for Mike Burrows going to the Astros, and to the Tampa Bay Rays, the Astros are sending two prospects of theirs. Ken Rosenthal, MLB insider and writer for The Athletic, as well as Chandler Rome, who's a beat writer for The Athletic on the Houston Astros. Those two gentlemen, the first to break this trade around lunchtime today, got all of us very, very excited. Let's start working through the pieces of this trade individually. Obviously, the biggest name here in this trade is coming to Pittsburgh. That is Brandon Lowe. Last year with the Tampa Bay Rays, his age 31 season, Lowe, his measurements overall, 5'10", 190. That's left, throws right. 31 years old last year, was an all-star for the Tampa Bay Rays. Why did he get the all-star nod? Last year, Lowe, a 256 batting average with a 784 OPS. I'm not sure, but that probably would have ranked around the top, if not the top OPS on the Buccos last year. This one, probably the most encouraging thing that is coming to the Pirates in this deal. The Pirates, what's one issue that they have with their infield? Their infield not packing a lot of pop in the bat. You had Key Brian Hayes for most of the year. We all know him with his big looping swing. Doesn't get a whole lot of power on the ball. You had Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who was, gap-to-gap hitter. Nick Gonzalez would occasionally run into one, but, still it was either home run or strikeout with him more than you would like. And then Spencer Horwitz with his wrist injury. It took him a while to get his power back. So not much home run production from the infield. Lowe changes that. Lowe, in addition to that 256 batting average, that 784 OPS, 31 home runs last year for Brandon Lowe. Tack on 83 RBIs as well. Some serious power from the left-handed batter's box here. That'll play well in PNC Park. Am I predicting Lowe to go out there and hit 31 home runs again? I don't know. I think his career high is 39, and he had that 4 years ago in 2021. So if he can hit, maybe over 20 to 25 home runs a year, I will take that as a massive, massive win for the Pirates, because you do not get that much home run production out of the infield as it was currently constructed as of, 6 hours ago before this trade was made. Lowe also brings some versatility. He plays second base. There is a question about what happens with Nick Gonzalez now. Does Gonzalez, stay at second base and Lowe become a DH? Does Gonzalez move around the diamond? Maybe third base if the Bucks don't add a bat there. Does Gonzalez get put on the trading block? I mean, who knows? The Pirates, they seem to be acting more aggressive than they have in years past, and doesn't take a whole lot for them to be more aggressive, honestly. So interesting to see what they do with Lowe. Does play second base. You can put him at DH. Also plays a little bit of outfield as well. Might be able to put him in a corner spot, every, once or twice a week if you have to. Say you got a night where you're giving Brian Reynolds the night off, but you also want to get, Triolo and Gonzalez into the lineup as well. Then maybe Lowe gets put out in the outfield. But that is the A+, the headliner of this deal, Brandon Lowe. I guess you would say the second biggest piece, aside from the two prospects heading to the Rays in this deal, would have to be Mike Burrows, the pitcher for the Pirates. Burrows last year, 23 games for him, mixed some time in between the rotation and the bullpen. 2-4 record, a 3.94 ERA, had 97 strikeouts in 96 innings pitched. Burrows, one time long ago, one of the top pitching prospects for the Buccos, would have been to the big leagues sooner. I believe he's only been in the big leagues for maybe a year and some change now. Would have been there sooner if it wasn't for him getting Tommy John surgery a couple of years ago. So Burrows, decent pitcher. Tommy John certainly slowed his train to the big leagues, but him going back in this deal, I am quite all right with. Don't get me wrong. I like Burrows, pitched well at stretches last year for the Buccos, but let's not get it twisted. He's no, what should I say here? He's no Bubba Chandler, no Jared Jones when, he gets back healthy. I don't even think I would take him over Braxton Ashcraft, if we're being honest here. So Burrows, with those young guys in the pipeline right now for the Buccos, I think that he was quite expendable, on this rotation. Would have been a fourth or a fifth guy. Does he amount to more of that in his MLB career? I don't know, but he definitely was, out of all the pitchers, if you were to lay out all the young pitchers for the Pirates to put up on the trade block. I definitely would have picked Burrows as one of my favorites to get moved. He ends up going to Houston. Houston was in on him for a while, so Burrows being the only guy that you lose in this deal for the Pirates, I'm going to give that an A+. Who else is coming to the Pirates? Jake Magnum, outfielder. I believe he's around 30 years old and still, I believe, a young 26-year-old, somewhere around that age range. Mason Montgomery, he's a lefty relief pitcher, could be a starter as well. Those two gentlemen coming to Pittsburgh as well. Mangum, really just, I think, the most throw-in player in this deal for the Pirates. Plays some small ball. I believe he only had 4 home runs last year with the Rays. Does bring a little bit of speed, versatility throughout the outfield. So Mangum, A+, defense guy, not going to bring a whole lot with the bat, but hey, you'll take it in that spot. Could he be the opening day left fielder? I think that's the biggest hole in the outfield right now for the Bucks. I don't know. They definitely do have an interesting situation now. They brought in Mangum. They also brought in Justinson Garcia for Johan Oviedo a couple of weeks ago. Maybe those two fight over the left field spot. If it were me, I still would like to go get a proven bat for left field. Still some trade options out there. One that's a pipe dream is Jarren Duran, but there's still a couple others out there on the free agent market as well that you could probably get more bat production on, like an Austin Hayes or something. So Mangum coming in here for defense. At worst, I think he's one of your 4A players that bounces up and down between the minors. At best, maybe he does play good enough defense and develops a half decent at bat to where he could be your starting left fielder. But just some question marks around him right now. I love his defense though. As for Mason Montgomery, I like the addition of him even more. I believe he was a former top pitching prospect for the Rays. Montgomery last year with Tampa Bay, 57 games, had a 5.76 ERA in 46 innings pitched. So a down year for him, to say the least, over a 5.5 ERA. But for the Pirates and how good they've been developing pitching, he could be a fun reclamation project for them. Like I said, I could play both in the bullpen and in the rotation. Do I want him in the rotation? I wouldn't do that to start there for Montgomery, but maybe down the line, if say your starting rotation gets injured to hell and back, you can throw Montgomery in a starting spot in a pinch. One thing that Montgomery does bring, he does bring the heat and explosiveness with his pitches. Pirates seem to love players that can throw heat and also manipulate the movement of the ball. Montgomery, 100-mile-an-hour heater, he throws as well, but also his 91-mile-an-hour slider, it has got some wicked movement on it. The Pirates just brought in a lefty pitcher with some wicked off-speed movement in Gregory Soto a couple of weeks ago. So looks like Montgomery fits that similar mold, though he could be more of an innings eater than Soto. So I like the addition of Montgomery. I like the addition of Mangum as well. Forgot to mention Mangum's stats. Last year, little over 400 at-bats, 296 batting average, a near 700 OPS at 698. But like I said, power department, not his strong suit, just 3 home runs and 40 RBIs. So all in all, give the trade an A+ here for the Buccos. Mangum just posted an hour ago, quote, absolutely fired up to get to work with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm going to give y'all everything I got. Looking forward to building new relationships and getting to know the Pittsburgh community. Let's get to work. Raise the Jolly Roger. So Mangum already giving some good, some good relations, building some good relations with the Pirates fan base. Where do the Pirates go from here? That's another question here. Right now, after trading Mike Burrows, I would say you cannot move on from Mitch Keller right now. Now that Burrows is gone, your rotation right now, if you were to subtract Keller, would be Skeens, Chandler, Ashcraft, and then you get 2 unproven products, in my opinion, still in Hunter Barco and Thomas Harrington. So Keller, he's pretty much the lone veteran left standing in this rotation right now. Skeens is quickly developing into a veteran, but right now, if you were to take out Keller, it'd be Skeens and a bunch of kids. And even when Jared Jones comes back from injury midway through the year, he's got a lot to prove coming off of his arm injury. So Keller, I would keep him right now that you got Burrows. The only way I'm moving Keller is if the Pirates bring in another veteran pitcher off the free agency market, and even then it will be a question mark moving Keller. If they do not move Keller, the payroll right now sits at $79 million. Brandon Lowe, he comes in with a price tag of $11.5 million per year. One of the other small downsides to this trade for the Bucks, Brandon Lowe right now, this is the last year of his contract coming up, so he is a rental. I would try to maybe lock him up on a deal here soon to make sure he doesn't go anywhere, but we will see what Ben Cherington decides to do. If they don't lock him up, it's not like he gave up a whole bunch earlier, like I mentioned. Also, looking here, I think that's about it for some notes that I had on this trade. Overall, I give this trade an A- for Ben Cherington, bringing in a bona fide major league bat and two other pieces for one pitcher that was going to be your fourth or fifth guy in the rotation. 3 players to 1. Normally it's the 3 players coming back in the trade that will outweigh the 1 player going out. So I like that move. That's just smart baseball move from there, right there. The Pirates also getting competent MLB bat. They did not get fleeced in the deal as well. That is a mega positive sign, but time will tell. I mean, we've seen this team make trades with the Tampa Bay Rays before, and the Rays have turned out on the better end than in pretty much all of them. So we will see there. And the last good thing that I think this trade does is we've been waiting for the Bucks to make that one move where it proves to other MLB players available out there that the Pirates are serious in getting some production and winning some baseball games. I always thought that the trade was going to need to come first, because right now, out of all the guys on the free agent market, are they really going to want to sign with Pittsburgh until Pittsburgh shows otherwise, that they are serious about competing next year? This trade, acquiring a 30 home run guy, I think sends a message like that. So maybe now we see the Bucks maybe start moving into the free agent market a little bit, maybe get a guy or two there. We can only hope so. Some guys who could be a possibility for the Pirates: Eugenio Suarez. He is one guy that could be excellent addition for the Buccos. Plays third base, mashed over 30 home runs last year, as did Brandon Lowe. The 2 Japanese guys, Munetaka Murakami and Kazuma Okamoto, both of those gentlemen's posting windows, they are coming to a close here soon. Murakami, actually, he has been rumored to the Pirates a good bit, I think, by the Ken Rosenthals of the world. Murakami, his posting window closes here on Monday, so he has until Monday to sign with an MLB team. We'll see if the 25-year-old gets an offer or not from the Buccos. Okamoto, his window closes after the new year on January 4th. Some other guys being mentioned to the Pirates in the past couple of days: Ryan O'Hearn, first baseman, outfielder, DH hybrid from the, I believe, San Diego Padres most recently, brings some home run pop himself. Marcell Ozuna, former DH of the Atlanta Braves. He had a bit of a down season last year, but still can't go wrong with that pop either. And also, I believe, did I mention Eugenio Suarez? I think I did. But yeah, those guys, they could be on the target list next year for the Bucks, and I'd be quite all right with it. John Heyman today, MLB insider for the New York Post, put out there that the Pirates will still be searching for hitters even after the Brandon Lowe trade. Let's hope that comes to fruition here, because the Pirates, they can't stop here. As much as I love the trade, cannot stop here. The plan and the understanding was clear from day one of the offseason. You got to go out. You got to add 2 to 3 bats, more likely 3 than it is 2. I think, Lowe knocks off one of those major league. If you go get a Eugenio Suarez or something like that, that's 2. Maybe then we can squint and say that the Pirates have the offensive pieces to compete in 2025 or in 2026, I should say. But got to not stop here. Good trade today. Let's keep it rolling. As for the Rays, by the way, I wanted to make one last note on them. They now today have made another trade as well. Shane Baz, former Pirates 12th overall pick, who went to Tampa Bay in the Chris Archer trade back in 2017. In 2017 when Chris Archer came back in that trade. Baz today, he got dealt to the Baltimore Orioles for a slew of prospects. So the Tampa Bay Rays, they could make another big splash in the trade market here, hearing they might be targeting a Ketel Marte from the Arizona Diamondbacks. So I just wanted to make that final note there on the Rays. They most likely will not be done. But overall, trade given an A- for the Pirates. They got one of their 2 to 3 big league bats, got a couple decent pieces on the side, only gave up Mike Burrows in the deal, but now it is on Ben Cherington to keep this train moving and bring in some more bats to help this lineup. 7 of you in here right now. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Talking baseball here on a Friday. Going to switch things over to football here in a moment. We'll talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and their final injury report heading into Detroit this weekend. Going to go back here to the comment section for one moment. Lance in the comment section again with some more comments. Concepts also joining in the fun here this evening. Lance here, let's hope this Rays trade works better than that pitcher that they brought in. You're talking about that Chris Archer trade. I do remember that Chris Archer trade, and Shane Baz, he was the baby piece in that trade. Ultimately, Tyler Glasnow, who has gone on to develop himself a hell of a big league career, especially with the LA Dodgers now. Those two, and I think, was it Austin Meadows? Baz, Glasnow, and Meadows went back to Tampa Bay for one Chris Archer, and Archer did not pan out here one bit. Concepts in the comment section here. How's it going? Most injured NFL teams seemingly became even more injured. Thankfully, Harmon is back. Concepts talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers injury report that we are going to get to here in a second. Concepts also with a comment about last night's Thursday night football game. Looks like the Steelers aren't the only team who got scammed. The Rams got hosed. Their first TD holding call was awful, and then the goofy 2-point conversion. Sorry, had to since you're the tinfoil hat man. Indeed, Concepts. That was a crazy game last night. That Rams Seahawks game going to overtime. Seahawks going for 2. Of course, that wacky 2-point conversion. That was a backwards pass. That was then picked up in the end zone for a touch for the conversion. Just insanity. Hopefully, the rest of the NFL weekend isn't that wacky or wild, because would like to have the Steelers game not have any sort of drama or controversy like that. Everybody listen to Lance here in this comment. Everybody hit like and subscribe on your way in. Help grow the channel here. Archer's first pitch as a Buck was a home run ball. Indeed it was there, Lance. Wasn't that against the Cincinnati? No, that was against, was that the Reds or the Cardinals? That game. I don't remember. But yeah, that's the most Pirate thing ever. Your pitcher that you gave up a haul to go get, he goes and gives up a home run on his first pitch. That's very Pirate-like. Hopefully this trade is much, much better than the Archer trade from years past. Flacco in here giving us an update on our rooting interests this weekend. Indeed, go Patriots. We are New England Patriots fans today, even though it pains us to say that a little bit from what they did to us in the Brady Belichick era. But the Patriots, they beat the Ravens here on Sunday. Steelers beat the Lions, I believe. Steve, now, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know all the hypothetical division clinching scenarios for the Steelers, but isn't there a path where the Steelers have the division locked up before they even kick off against the Browns 2 Sundays from now? I believe if the Patriots beat the Ravens and then the Ravens also lose to the Packers, which don't they play on Thursday Night Football or something like that next weekend? I believe if the Ravens lose their next 2 games and the Steelers beat the Lions in Detroit, the Steelers will have their division locked up by the time they play Cleveland. So, yeah, we're definitely going to be Patriots fans at least for Sunday here. Odd to see those soft tissue hammy injuries so late in the year, says Lance. Talking about the Steelers there, or what? I'm a little confused there. Concepts in here after Ravens. Go Pats. Lance here. Vrabel will have them ready this week after the debacle collapse last week. Josh Allen is amazing. I hope that that's the case, and I hope this isn't the Patriots maybe having a slump before they go into playoffs. Hoping they still do slump heading into playoffs, but that this game they'll be good enough to beat the Ravens. I just think the Patriots, they just need to not outsuck the Ravens, to be honest, because the Ravens, they are reeling right now, and you have the whole stigma. Oh, when a team's back is against the wall, they're going to play their best. I don't get that vibe from the Ravens, to be honest. So if the Patriots just go in there, do their jobs, not drop the sledgehammer on their own foot, I think they'll be good to go. Concepts here also go Bills. Josh Allen needs to be smart and avoid all the pressure. If you know what I'm saying, what are you saying there, Concepts? I do not follow. Who do the Bills play, by the way? I wonder. My dad in here, Lance, giving a warm greeting to everyone. Herbig dinged up with the hammy. Yeah, that's right. Herbig with the hamstring. Thought there was someone else as well on the injury report. But yeah, we'll update on Herbig here in a moment. And we will get into the Steelers injury report right now. Flacco making me think of the Pirates there. Oh, shoot, you guys got low. Indeed, we did there. Flacco, I know you're down there, Tampa Bay resident. Yep, Brandon Lowe and Mason Montgomery and Jake Mangum to the Buccos. Lowe, 31 home runs last year. All-star for the Rays. Now he is going to be wearing the black and gold, and that is a big get for the Buccos today. And Lowe, hopefully just the appetizer for another big move or two yet to come here for the Pirates. If I had to go out and get one guy for the Bucs, I'd go get Eugenio Suarez right now. Big home run hitter last year. You have a crater-sized hole at third base right now. You could maybe put Jared Triolo there, but I'd rather just keep Triolo as a utility guy instead of your opening day third baseman. So I go get Suarez. A little bit less of a glove than Triolo at third base, but still he's got 5 times the bat. I go get Suarez right now, or Murakami, and get that out of the way right now. My dad in here excited. We got Low. Hopefully more big moves to come. Indeed there. Bills play the Browns with the helmet swinger. Yeah, Myles Garrett. Hopefully Bills, Dion Dawkins is still healthy, right? Hopefully he's able to shut down Myles Garrett. Do not want to see Garrett break the sack record. I believe he's on the verge of doing. Also, little worried. Hopefully Dylan Cook is able to shut down one Myles Garrett coming up here next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 8 of you in here right now. Been teasing it for about 5 minutes now. We will finally get into it here. Steelers, final injury report. We are going to get to right this second. The black and gold, we have not talked about the Steelers. We were not live last night, but the black and gold somehow between when we last spoke and today, even adding to that injury list, and just for some reason they keep on getting injured more and more throughout the week. I do not get it whatsoever. Anyways, Steelers, let's start our way from yesterday and work our way forward. Those names that were added to the Steelers injury report yesterday. Safety Jabril Peppers, he was sick, did not practice yesterday. long snapper Christian Kuntz, all of a sudden dealing with a knee injury. He was a limited participant on Thursday as well. And the two big ones here, Zach Frazier with a tricep injury, did not practice yesterday. Keanu Benton with an ankle, he was a limited participant. So two starters, both right there in the middle of your respective lines, out yesterday, or at least barely did any work. That adds on to TJ Watt, who did not practice yesterday with his lung injury and issue he's still, rehabbing from. Nick Herbig with his hamstring did not practice yesterday. So yesterday at practice, you had Alex Highsmith leading the outside linebacker drill, followed by rookie out of the 4th round, Jack Sawyer, and then DeMarvin Leal, Julius Welshoff, and fresh off of a return off of the Steelers signing him to the practice squad, Jeremiah Moon is back with the team. Spent a couple of years in Pittsburgh, went down to Carolina this year. Carolina put him on the practice squad, and now Moon finds himself back in Pittsburgh after this injury situation. So Jeremiah Moon is back. Welcome here. Some depth in case Watt and Herbig are going to be out longer term here. We did get a look at TJ Watt. He is back in the Steelers building. Yesterday, the Pittsburgh Symphony had their annual visit to the Steelers facility. Watt was pictured there sitting on a couch with Alex Highsmith and Cam Hayward. Aaron Rodgers also nearby. So that was the injury report yesterday. Bunch of guys still not practicing. Watt, Herbig, James Pierre as well. On to today, we did get somewhat good news. Nick Herbig back out on the practice field running through individual drills. Herbig spoke after practice today saying he is optimistic about being able to play against the Lions, but, quote, we'll see. Sounds like Herbig thinks he can go. Do the Steelers trust him, or do they want to save him for another day? That is another question. If I had to guess right now, hint, hint, by the way, final injury report, you see it there. Herbig, he is doubtful to play on Sunday. If I had to guess, Steelers probably going to hold him out because, in the grand scheme of the whole, race with the Ravens to win the North here, losing an NFC game to the Lions doesn't hurt you all that much. So if I had to guess, you probably won't see Herbig. That's why they labeled him as doubtful, but they don't have Herbig. It's going to be tough sledding on the edge, I believe, because you see there as well, TJ Watt, he is out, so no Herbig most likely, and definitely no Watt. Going to have to hope for a big game from one Alex Highsmith, and then Jack Sawyer, DeMarvin Leal, Jeremiah Moon, those guys are going to be rotating in throughout the game. So going to be a rough day. Some guys at the edge spots are going to need to play maybe the best game of their career, to be honest. James Pierre, he is also out, second week out for him with a calf injury. Still wonder what the hell happened. I didn't see anything from him when that Ravens game wrapped up, that anything resembling a calf being, an issue there. So hopefully he'll be all right to return here in the coming weeks. That sets up another three-man rotation at corner for Joey Porter Jr., Brandon Eccles, and Asante Samuel Jr. Isaac Seumalo, he is out as well. That sets up either Spencer Anderson or maybe Ryan McCullum to start at left guard. I do believe it's going to be Anderson. They ran that in practice yesterday, I believe, which, by the way, imagine that Zach Frazier popped up on the injury report yesterday. He was practicing today in a limited capacity, I believe, and he will play on Sunday. But let's say Isaac Seumalo's out. If Zach Frazier, if he really was that dinged up and wouldn't be able to play on Sunday, your Steelers starting offensive line protecting a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers would be from right to left: Troy Fautanu, Mason McCormick, Ryan McCullum, Spencer Anderson, and Dylan Cook. Three guys who are either a backup or a practice squatter that makes up the entire left line of the offensive line. So That would have been worrying. Thank goodness, though, Frazier is okay. But yeah, Pierre out, Sayamalu out, Watt out. Sayamalu will be replaced by Spencer Anderson. That might take away the Steelers' jumbo tight end package a little bit. We will see. James Pierre's out. Asante Samuel will fill in for him. TJ Watt, it will be a filling of his role by committee. Maybe Nick Herbig, but I doubt it. So you're probably looking at Jack Sawyer, Jeremiah Moon, DeMarvin Leal filling in for number 90. The one questionable on this list is Christian Kuntz. He is questionable with that knee injury. The Steelers today signing former Pitt Panther Cal Adamitis, long snapper, who I believe was a little bit, for a little bit of time, was a long snapper for the Cincinnati Bengals. He got signed to the practice squad today. The black and gold releasing linebacker Kanai Muaga from the practice squad. So Adamitis could be filling in for Kuntz on Sunday, but hopefully Kuntz is good to go. Everyone else on the injury report today is good to go. Aaron Rodgers, full participant today. He'll play. Same thing for Ben Skoranek, even though I still think he's going to have a heavy wrap on his right or left hand. I forget which hand it is. Kyle Duggar, he was added to the practice report today with a personal matter. He did not practice, but he'll play on Sunday. Jabril Peppers, he'll play after popping up on the injury report yesterday with an illness. Zach Frazier, good to go. A similar thing to Peppers and Cam Hayward and Derek Harmon. He's the big name there to keep an eye out for. Even with Watt out and Herbig out, getting Derek Harmon back is huge, and you're going to need him because this Detroit Lions rushing attack, they are very, very scary. Last couple things here on the Steelers right now. We did hear from the coaching staff over yesterday and today. Today, Mike Tomlin had a brief interview with the media, with the reporters and media. He did confirm that TJ Watt was back in the building. No crap, Sherlock. We saw the pictures. Said that he would prefer to allow TJ Watt to address his status because it's a medical issue and not injury related. So I guess Tomlin going with the no comment route on TJ Watt. Probably the only thing that the Steelers organization can do right now because they really dropped the ball saying, Watt just did it while working out instead of a doctor or a team physician dry needling him and puncturing his lungs. So Tomlin saying that he will probably not comment any further on the Watt health situation. Watt didn't speak today with the media. He wasn't in the locker room. So I guess we're going to have to wait at least another, 4 to 5 days before we hear anything new on TJ Watt. Honestly, Christmas right around the corner. You probably won't hear anything from Watt until after the holiday here because you got the game Sunday, Monday. I think the team will be off. Tuesday, you'll have a Mike Tomlin press conference. I doubt you'll hear from TJ that day. And then Wednesday's Christmas Eve. Nobody's going to be really around to report anything. So the TJ Watt whole thing, who did it, what exactly happened other than JJ Watt's side of the story, we won't know for another little while still. Arthur Smith and Terrell Austin, the two coordinators for the Steelers, other than legendary special teams coordinator Danny Smith, they spoke yesterday as well. Cool thing from Arthur Smith. Gave us a little bit of under the hood look at the offense and the tush-push play. He said that the tush-push play they run with Connor Hayward, it's called the Spartan. The play call is the Spartan after Hayward's Michigan college at Michigan State. Smith said that he has a lot of faith in Hayward running that play in general because Hayward played fullback a little bit in college and still does here in this offense. The fake that they run out of that, though, Kenneth Gainwell, we saw the Steelers pick up a big play with that fake a little while ago. Gainwell, the fake call for him out of that tush push is called Yazoo after Gainwell's hometown of Yazoo, Mississippi. So thought that was a nice little touch there by Arthur Smith. Terrell Austin, though, one main thing that he talked about yesterday was starting to hype up Jack Sawyer a little bit for us. Maybe give the Detroit Lions the sense that, hey, this Sawyer's a dog. Do not underestimate him. Austin says that Sawyer pretty consistent for a young guy. Said that we should expect Sawyer to have a big impact this week in an expanded role, and he will be going up against an all-pro in Penei Sewell at right tackle. Sawyer said that, Austin said also Sawyer has a similar body build to Bud Dupree, who was 265 pounds when he was with the Steelers. Austin's exact quote here he gives us a bigger body type, a type of guy who against the run can take on those blocks and anchor down. So Austin hyping up Jack Sawyer a little bit, pumping up his tires before he goes into a massive game against a monster at right tackle coming up here on Sunday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, going to move into the extra Pittsburgh sports news here in a minute. Time out there, flag on the play for me. Forgot to mention the Detroit Lions injury report for today as well, in their player game statuses. 2 outs for them. One is pretty big. Safety Kirby Joseph, he is out with a knee injury, so that now makes both of their starting safeties out. Brian Branch has been on IR. Joseph now out with a knee injury, so looks like we're going to get Tamonte Casey after all facing the Steelers. You know what that tells me? Hey, Aaron Rodgers, we're hitting DK Metcalf deep all day long. Defensive back Amik Robertson, he is questionable with a hand injury. And then I think these guys, except for left tackle Taylor Decker, he is questionable with a shoulder injury, though I expect him to play. Everyone else who's questionable, not that big of a contributor to the Lions. They got center Graham Glasgow on here as well, who's questionable with a knee injury. He did not practice today, so I take that back. They might be down their starting center. So the Lions, by the looks of things, down their last, starting safety standing, could be down their left tackle, though I expect him to play, and their starting center as well as a solid DB, Amik Robertson. So that is the update on the Lions. We'll see where things go with them between now and Sunday. Now we will get back into the comment section before we get into the extra Pittsburgh sports news here for this evening. Going to go back here, see where you guys left off here. Lance 3-3 here. Sayamalu, a huge loss, calls the line sets. Yeah, indeed, Sayamalu, you lose your veteran on that line. Still, even in another year where that group is together, Sayamalu is still the guy who's been there, done that, because you had Broderick Jones, who was still getting used to left tackle, and then Frazier, McCormick, Fautonu, they're all second-year guys, all in the same draft class. So losing Sayamalu, that is huge from a communication and a veteran leadership standpoint here. Flacco can't root for the Bills, though. Don't want to play them first. Indeed, missing on the Bills would be massive if you're the Steelers here. Do not want to face Josh Allen, even if it is in Pittsburgh in the first round. Did Frazier go today? Frazier was a limited participant today there, Lance. I think this has happened to him before, this similar thing where Frazier pops up midweek with something small. They get him off his feet for a day, make him a light participant another. So the Steelers have had some sort of precedent to go off here with limiting Frazier with whatever small things pop up with him. Concepts here. Moon, solid and knows the system. Indeed, that is why they brought him back. Moon, solid contributor on special teams, but a guy who's known the system and I believe even started the game last year for the Steelers. Getting him back, I think, was pretty good. Out Pierre, too, indeed. Yeah, ouch indeed. Would love to have James Pierre, big guy who's created splash plays for this defense this year. But if the Steelers, corners are able to put up a similar performance like what they did against the Dolphins on Monday, I will gladly welcome that with open arms. Hopefully another big game for Asante Samuel Jr. in his second start with the Steelers. Concepts here. What about Andres Pete at left guard and Cook at left tackle? That could happen. He is healthy, but I think what they were running in practice, Anderson was the guy at left guard. Maybe you see them. I doubt Pete starts at left guard. I think when he started at left guard in place of Sayamalu earlier this year against the Chargers, he did not do so well. So would go right now preference Anderson over Pete, but could they sub in Pete for a couple of plays and run their jumbo tight end set still? I think you could see that. Pierre Island being out sucks, says Concepts again. Concepts here. Indeed, I agree with this comment. Jahmyr Gibbs, best running back in the NFL, in my opinion. So dynamic and physical. Extremely fun to watch, except when you're playing him. Hopefully we can shut him and Montgomery down somehow. It will be... I will take back a large majority of my criticisms for Mike Tomlin and for Terrell Austin if they're able, without TJ Watt and Nick Herbig most likely able to take down a Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery tandem. I don't care how banged up the Lions offensive line is too. So Gibbs, he is absolutely electric. Probably your, top 3 running back in the NFL. He's up there with Devon Achane and those types of guys and Jonathan Taylor. But gotta watch out for Gibbs, Sonic and Knuckles. They call that duo for a reason. Worried about Jameson Williams, second wide receiver for the Lions behind Amon-Ra St. Brown. Indeed, but you can throw off Williams a little bit. I put him more of the George Pickens type, try to get in his mind a little bit. Maybe you can frustrate him a little bit by limiting him early on in the game. Would go down that route there, Flacco. Lance, hope Rogers keeps exploiting the middle of the field. He has a lot of targets there. Yeah, I hope so. How much they do it this week, I don't know, because you got outstanding linebackers there for the Lions. You got Jack Campbell there. Is Alex Anzalone still healthy? I got to really look at the Lions depth chart here and see who's all injured for them. Let me pop that up here real quick. Yeah, they still have Anzalone. So okay. So not sure how much you throw over the middle of the field this week because you got Anzalone and Campbell. They're 2 outstanding linebackers, but you can definitely, I think, go deep on this secondary because you're going to have either Avonte Maddox or Jalen Mills or DeMonte Casey even playing safety. So I take some deep shots down the sideline if I'm the Steelers. Also, Arthur Millette as your nickel for the Lions. Could maybe beat him on some quick slants. Would love to see that if you are going to throw over the middle of the field. Be smart, Rodgers, but I can't truly avoid the middle of the field anymore. Lance here. Get the ball to Mount Washington for those killer checkdowns. Indeed, those are massive plays. Love to get the ball to Washington anytime he's got even a sliver of, open field ahead of him because you put him. Could you imagine if you were to hit Washington on a check down and then Arthur Millette needs to come up and tackle him? He would stomp him through the floor like he's a damn monster in Space Jam. So, definitely think it could be a big game here for Mount Washington on Sunday. Concepts, J-Mo's a beast. Loved watching him play at Alabama. It was a hell of a wide receiver coming out of Bama. Hopefully, Sante Samuel and Joey Porter Jr. are able to take care of him on Sunday. Don't know why, but I'm starting to develop a unnecessary, uneasy confidence in the corners against these wide receivers, and I don't like it. I don't like that I feel confident in them because that's when they're going to get absolutely destroyed. Concepts here reiterating what I just said. Got to test the Detroit safeties over the middle with these injuries. Just deep shots in general. Put them to work. Peppers has been making noise on special teams, says Lance. Yeah, definitely going to miss him on special teams. One of those guys that puts really no sort of care into his body, crashing and banging there on those special teams kickoffs and punt coverages. Magic in here joining the fray. Ryan McCullum is a dog. Wonder if they're going to try him out at left guard anymore, but backup center, got to keep him squeaky clean. They probably do keep him on the sideline because you're one injury to Zach Frazier away from him being called upon. Let's go here. Another comment from Concepts, catching up on your comments here. You're right. Anderson at left guard starting, and then put Pete in there when you want to run your jumbo tight end set. Would do that. Vegas opened at the Lions -7. Did see that. They do not think the Steelers will be stopping the Lions. Yeah, I think seeing Watt and Herbig out, that line's not going to move at all. I think you could even see an injury to one of the two running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, between now and Sunday, and I don't know if that line's going to move at all. But hey, Steelers being considerable underdogs, very heavily favored underdogs. I would take that. -7. Took about 6 Dolphins to drag him down last week. Yeah, that was absolutely insane. Love seeing that there from Mount Washington. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, gonna keep things moving along here on this Friday night. Let's start with the extra Pittsburgh sports news here. Going to move things over for the first time this evening to begin extra Pittsburgh sports news with the local hockey team. The Penguins last night, the Bucks in action against the Ottawa Senators. No changes really to the Pens lineup at all. Arturs Shalovs was in net. If I sound really enthusiastic to give a breakdown of this game, you'd be right in sensing that out. Pens went down early in the hockey game, 1-0. Arturs Shalovs takes a tripping penalty on a breakaway from Tim Stützle. About 30 to 45 seconds later, the Senators, they moved the puck quickly on their power play. Tic-tac-toe, Brady Tkachuk in front of the net puts it in. But in the blink of an eye, Senators went from a 1-0 lead to a 3-0 lead. I don't even remember who all scored for them. I think David Perron, the former Penguin, was one of them. The Pens actually, before that Perron goal, had some offensive zone time generated, and then the Senators just needed one opportunity back the other way. The Pens did look to get one goal on the board, I think, in the second period. Rickard Rakell was in front of the net. A shot from the point from Chris Letang found Twine. The referees, they call it a goal, but then they go to the headsets they called it a goal, but then they went, they waved it off, no goal. They went to the headsets to confirm the call, no goal. If you went and saw that goaltender interference thing, there was nothing there. Rakell outside the blue paint, Linus Ullmark well up on top of his crease, and Ullmark's the one who initiates the contact, gets spun around. So I have no idea how the Pens got absolutely hosed on that call there. That one was very, very, very egregious, but hey, that's life lately for the Penguins. Ultimately, game ended 4-0, and there really isn't much to break down here. The Pens showed up completely lifeless from puck drop to final horn. They just got the doors blown off of them by the Senators, a team who was moving light years faster and better than them. That is now 7 straight losses for the Pens. Just no energy, no life, no break or luck their way whatsoever, and they continue this wretched December after a just as wretched November, and I think this team, we can officially say, they have shown their true colors. We got our hopes up after the hot start to the season that They actually maybe found a little bit of something with the new coaching staff and some young blood infused into the lineup, but now they are projecting on the ice. Well, we thought they would be off the ice, on paper, looking like a lottery team game after game here. So we'll see if the Pens are able to do anything before the Christmas break. They'll be back in action this weekend. It's going to be a back-to-back home and home series against the Montreal Canadiens for the Pens this weekend. Sidney Crosby still 2 points away from breaking Mario Lemieux's Penguins points record. So maybe Sid will be able to do that tomorrow night. Pens in Montreal against the Canadiens. So it'll be a sort of hometown feel for the Pens captain. We will see. Some other news relating to the Pens as of late. Back to the trade that the Pens made last week, trading away Tristan Jarry and Sam Poulin for Stuart Skinner, Brett Kulak, and a 2029 second-round pick. Some new developments in that trade. Penguins now looking like they got Jarry out of Pittsburgh at the right time. And I hate seeing this to Jarry, but hey, it's hockey. Jarry last night in net for the Oilers against the Bruins left with a non-contact, what I would assume, lower body injury. So Jarry left in the second period. Calvin Pickard replaced him in net. Jarry today placed on injured reserve by the Oilers. So the Pens goalie, they ship him off to Edmonton, and a little over a week later, Jarry, who's been injury prone in the past, and that is one thing that the Oilers said they were worried about with Jarry and why they were so hesitant trading for him in the first place. Well, Jarry indeed, his body did break a little already for the Oilers. Some more on that trade from an NHL insider, Elliot Friedman of TSN and Hockey Night in Canada. He chimed in a couple days ago on the trade that the Pens made acquiring Brett Kulak in the deal. He, one of the many other insiders out there, reiterating or restating that the Pens could be moving on from Kulak before the trade deadline, could be here for only half a year. The Pens did that similar thing last year with Luke Shen and I think Vincent Desharnais as well. So that now puts Elliott as the third or fourth NHL insider put out there that Kulak could be getting moved before the deadline. So taking his word there and saying that Kulak will not be a Penguin for the rest of the season. The last thing on the Pens here for today, some more news on on the Pens being sold. We talked about that back on Wednesday, I believe. The Penguins were officially, well, not officially, but there is an agreement in place for the Penguins to be sold to the Hoffman family of companies. FSG out, the Hoffmans in. Pittsburgh Penguins insider for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, Jason Mackey, yesterday putting out there that Mario Lemieux no longer has a small ownership stake in the Penguins and has no role in hockey operations. So that whole thing that we talked about, Lemieux being in the building more, probably because Sid's going to break his record here soon. Lemieux bidding for the Penguins and still holding on to his minority share of the team. Turns out that was all a big nothing burger. No Lemieux affiliation with the Penguins currently. I say currently because I still would think it'd be a smart decision for the Hoffmans to bring Lemieux in for some sort of advisory role. That'd probably be best for them. Moving back here into football here, some extra news relating to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not much on them over the past couple of days other than their preparation for the Lions. We talked on Wednesday about or Tuesday maybe, about the Miami Dolphins releasing edge rusher Matthew Judon and if he could have been a fit for the Dolphins. Judon did clear waivers yesterday, but today he was scooped up by the Buffalo Bills. He will be on their practice squad, so no Matthew Judon for the for the Steelers. Also, going back to the trade deadline, remember when the Steelers did not trade a 4th and a 5th round pick to the Las Vegas Raiders for Jacoby Myers? Well, the Steelers, I guess they kind of fixed their wide receiver issue with Adam Thielen and Marquez Valdez-Scantling, but Jacoby Myers would have been nice in the black and gold right now. Since getting to Jacksonville, Myers has been on a tear, and just yesterday, Myers signing a 3-year, $60 million extension with the Jaguars. So no Jacoby Myers anymore for the Steelers. Last two things here on the Steelers. The black and gold earlier this week, they brought in former Detroit Lions quarterback Hendon Hooker for a workout. Thought maybe he could get added to the practice squad, so the Steelers could maybe pick Hooker's brain a little bit on what the Lions like to do offensively. They won't be able to do that anymore. Yesterday, the New York Jets, signed Hooker to their practice squad, so Hooker will be not in Pittsburgh anymore for the Steelers to get a tidbit or two off of him. And the last thing relating to the Steelers here today, looking ahead to the draft, USC wide receiver Mekhi Lemon yesterday declared for the 2026 NFL draft. Lemon been linked to the Steelers in a couple of mock drafts from top draft analysts. So Lemon could officially become a Steeler in Pittsburgh next year. Last couple things here, wrapping up the extra Pittsburgh sports news here for the day. Moving back into baseball here for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The biggest story from them that we would have talked about today had they not made that trade for Brandon Lowe. The Pirates yesterday and manager Don Kelly finalizing the 2026 coaching staff with the addition of 5 new members to the staff. The 5 new members, some of them we mentioned here on the channel before, some of them we have not. The new bench coach for the Buccos will be Christopher Negron, coming over from the Seattle Mariners. Third base coach will now be Tony Beasley. He, coming from the Texas Rangers, will take over for the spot vacated by Mike Rabello. Pitching coach Bill Murphy, we reported him to the Pirates about a month or so ago. He, of course, coming from the Houston Astros, did a great job there. He fills in for the spot left by, what's my name? Oscar Marine. Sorry, took me a while to remember our old pitching coach's name there for a second. And the 2 other new coaches that we did not mention here at all on the channel that we did learn of yesterday. Assistant pitching coach will be Thomas Whitsett. He coming over from the Houston Astros organization as well, but with the AAA. He was the AAA pitching coach, I believe. And the field coordinator for the Buccos will be Sean Bowman. He was last year the AAA Indianapolis manager for the Buccos, so he getting a promotion in the organization. Bowman filled in for Chris Truby, he is on this coaching staff. He is the infield coach. Bowman filled in for Truby after Truby got elevated from AAA manager. Bowman took over. Now Bowman comes up to the big league staff himself. Also getting added to the coaching staff here, this guy being brought back, Jeff Branson. He will be a special advisor for hitting development. Will Branson be? He was the Buccos hitting coach from 2014 to 2018. So I like that addition, bringing back a guy who was here when this team actually still had some prestige and some honor of playing winning baseball. One guy of note who is not returning to the coaching staff that was not reported before, Daniel Vogelback. He was some sort of, assistant bench coach or something last year. Don't even think he did a whole lot, but Daniel Vogelback, he will not be back for the Pirates coaching staff in 2026. So in whole, the 2026 Pirates coaching staff, manager Don Kelly, bench coach Chris Negron, Third base and first base coach, respectfully, Tony Beasley and Tarek Brock returns. Hitting coaches, Matt Haig, of course, Christian Marrero and Johnny Tucker. Pitching coaches, Bill Murphy and assistant pitching coach Thomas Whitsett. Bullpen coach, Miguel Perez. Bullpen catcher, Raul Hernandez, and catching coach, Jordan Camadina. Translator coach, Steven Morales. Infield coach, Chris Truby. Major League field coordinator, Sean Bowman. Already looking at that. I will take that as a much better coaching staff than what Derek Shelton had employed little over a year ago. So you'll take that if you're Buccos fans. They also, not going to get in depth on any of these, made some small additions to some other parts of their organization and front office. The new sports medicine and performance people. Luke Novosel has been promoted to head athletic trainer. Joel Harris joined the staff as an associate head athletic trainer. Tyler Brooks, assistant athletic trainer. Alan Burr promoted to head strength coach. Glenn Nutting, no affiliation or relation to Bob Nutting. Glenn Nutting, he is the AAA Indianapolis assistant strength and conditioning coach. Cara Wiggins, new dietitian, and John Regan, assistant dietitian. Ryan Jackson, promoted to mental performance coordinator. So those are some new changes for the Buccos. They did make one final addition today. This from John Drecker, who does some work writing on the Pirates. The Pirates hired Mario Ferretti today as their international scouting coordinator. Ferretti spending 3 seasons with the San Francisco Giants as a baseball operations analyst. So maybe this Ferretti coming in now spent some time over there in San Francisco. San Francisco did add some Japanese talent or overseas talent, including Jung-Hoo Lee over the past couple of years. Maybe this Ferretti could be a guy where he maybe influences Ben Cherington to go out and get a Murakami or Okamoto. I would certainly hope so. The last few things here on the Buccos for today, some small stories. The Chicago Cubs, they weren't the only team to add a bat in the last 24 hours. Yesterday, the Cubs signed first baseman Tyler Austin. I did not know who this guy was, to be honest. Apparently, Tyler Austin spending the last 6 seasons in Japan with the Yokohama Bay Stars, former top prospect for the Yankees before he went over to Japan. Austin is now 34 years old. Last year in Japan, hit a .239 batting average with a .945 OPS and 85 home runs. Or excuse me, that was over 403 games. That was not last year, because holy hell, that would have been insane. That was during his time in Japan. .293 average, .945 OPS, 85 homers. Coming over to the United States from Japan is Austin. Going from the U.S. to Japan will be Dari Moreta, who the Pirates just released, or I guess DFA'd earlier this offseason. Moreta signing with the Hanshin Tigers. He heads overseas now. Hopefully he's able to get a chance back in the MLB again someday. Good luck to him. The last couple things here on the Pirates for today. We officially got a number change. Second baseman for the Buccos, Nick Gonzalez, changing his number from number 39 to number 3. Gonzalez said he was going to change his number for a while now. There was the whole thing back during the season when Dave Parker was getting inducted into the MLB Hall of Fame, where Gonzalez said that I'd happily change my number, so it should be retired permanently. Looks like the Pirates will get the chance to do that. Gonzalez putting 39 back up on the market. Don't think anybody's going to be taking that anytime soon. Be right by the Pirates to retire Dave Parker's number here soon. And the last thing on the Pirates for today, the last thing overall for extra, Pittsburgh sports news. The Team USA team for the World Baseball Classic coming up in March already has Paul Skeens on it. Skeens getting a former teammate, David Bednar, joining the Team USA World Baseball Classic team. So Skeens, Bednar, the Renegade and the Mustache reuniting again, teammates once more on Team USA. Team USA, by the way, they added heat yesterday. Tarek Skubal, Bednar, Mason Miller, Logan Webb. Team USA not playing around this year in the World Baseball Classic. Excited to see that Olympic-style tournament when it comes up here in a couple of months. All right, ladies and gentlemen, going to wrap up the show here in a couple of minutes. If you have any last-minute comments on anything, feel free to get them in right now. Real quick, taking one last scroll here through Twitter to see if we have anything new to talk about before we log off here for the evening. Seeing the Pittsburgh Pirates putting out there a chance to win a Paul Skeens signed baseball. I've been reading these posts. The Pirates, they're doing this whole 12 days of Christmas giveaway thing where they've been giving off autographed memorabilia for a week or so now. And every single time I've clicked on a post, there have been comments of, do something now, go get a big league bat. Tenor of the comment section changing a little bit today with the addition of Brandon Lowe, but I'm sure it'll ratchet back up here soon enough before we know it. We got a new post here. This from Elliot Friedman in release announcing the Hoffman family has entered into a definitive agreement to buy controlling interest in the Penguins. There's a line saying Kyle Dubas will continue to set the vision and oversee all aspects of the team's on-ice strategy in his role as president of hockey operations and general manager. So that is substantial news to talk about here before we log off here tonight. The Hoffman family buying the Penguins. Questions about, what are they going to do as new owners? Are they going to want this team to win immediately? Are they going to want to bring in their own people? Good news, Dubas, this plan that he's laid out over the next 2 to 3 years, which it's already off to a hot start. Dubas acquiring some fantastic young talent, Ben Kindle, Harrison Brunick, Will Horkoff, who we still have yet to see in the NHL. He's lighting up college hockey right now. Dubas bringing in some solid young pieces. Sounds like from Friedman there, with the new ownership coming in, Dubas will be able to see out his plan the rest of the way. So, like seeing that there. We officially got a thank you post from the Tampa Bay Rays for Brandon Lowe. Forever a dog. Thank you for everything. Bam Bam. Must be his nickname there. Lowe, Brandon Lowe. Cool there by the Rays. Now, seeing another post here. The Pirates, their potential rotation and lineup. If they were to not add anything more this offseason, which do not quote me as saying they should, the Pirates rotation would be Paul Skeens, Mitch Keller, Bubba Chandler, Braxton Ashcraft, and then maybe Hunter Barco. Their lineup catcher would be a mixture of Henry Davis and Joey Bart. First base, Spencer Horwitz. Second base, Josh Lowe. Shortstop, maybe Connor Griffin. Third baseman, Jared Triolo. Left fielder, either Mangum, who they brought in today, or Justinson Garcia. O'Neill Cruz in center, Brian Reynolds in right, and then maybe you bring back an Andrew McCutcheon for a designated hitter. Lineup is better than what it was last year, but still like to add a third baseman. Like to add maybe another outfielder. I think honestly, I'm agreeing more and more of bringing back Andrew McCutcheon now. Just seems like it's lining up for that to happen again, but we shall see. we shall see what happens here. Pirates insider Noah Hiles of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette said that Mike Burrows was not a lock to make the Pirates starting rotation in 2026. So the Bucks trading a guy that they were not all that confident in, giving him a rotation spot. They turned him into an all-star and two young pieces that could still have some hope left in him. I will take it. Looking here, the Pittsburgh Penguins, they officially made the announcement as well that the Hoffmans are buying the team. The official statement here from CEO of the Hoffman family of companies, Jeff Hoffman. The Penguins post here says the Hoffman family has entered into a formal agreement to acquire a controlling interest in the Pittsburgh Penguins from Fenway Sports Group. The statement from Jeff Hoffman: hockey has always been a meaningful part of our family's history, of our family's story, which makes this an incredible, special opportunity. We've long admired the Pittsburgh Penguins, not just from their championship legacy and history, but for the culture, passion, and loyalty that define the organization. From our earliest conversations, we saw how deeply the Penguins are woven into the fabric of Pittsburgh. We are honored to join that tradition and excited to become an active part of the community. The franchise has thrived under the world-class leadership. The franchise has thrived under the world-class leadership of Fenway Sports Group, and we are excited to build on that momentum. Our goal is to support Kyle Dubas with everything he needs to bring the Penguins back to the pinnacle of the NHL. We look forward to working alongside the exceptional leadership team already in place, strengthening our connection with Penguins fans and ensuring the franchise remains a source of pride for the city for generations to come. That, to me, right there in one statement from the Hoffman family group, that to me sounds like they are more in, and they're going to actually, be in Pittsburgh, on a regular basis, checking in on the team than Fenway ever was. Felt like Fenway always from Boston was checking in on the team once every blue moon. It actually sounds to me like the Hoffman family is going to be actually caring and showing up on, more than a regular basis here for the Penguins. So I like it. Good start. Good PR right there on your opening statement. We'll see what comes of it. Happy Kyle Dubas gets to stay in place, though. So we shall see what comes of the Penguins here in the future. And I think that is just about going to do it. One more thing. Holy hell, we got some new news breaking here to end the show. John Drecker again mentioned him reporting the hiring of the international scouting guy for Righty. Well, now the Pirates have hired Zach Livingston as their minor league field coordinator. Been in pro ball since 2012, mostly with the Seattle Mariners. So another guy coming over from Seattle. Was a player, a coach in minor league baseball, a manager, and the last 4 years as a catching coordinator. So we'll take it. Another addition from the Seattle Mariners. Okay, looking here. Anything else before we go? Seems like we got a whole bunch of stuff popping off here before we wrap up this evening. The Pirates, another hire from John Drecker, hiring Ellie Grushkin as a baseball strategy manager. She comes from the Red Sox and Giants organization, was a baseball operations senior analyst before becoming baseball strategy manager for the Pirates. So there we go. The Bucks adding tons and tons of people today. Finally started adding people off the field. Hopefully they continue to do that moving forward. I think that is going to do it here for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you for joining me, as always. This was absolutely fun, as always. We will have more fun moving forward. The next time that we meet, ladies and gentlemen, here on the channel, it will be on Sunday. We will be live about 4 o'clock for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Detroit Lions. You can see the graphic for that live stream on your screen right now. Somewhere in the next, sometime in the next 24 hours, the live stream will be made, so you can go onto the channel and click notify me, so you will be in the know as soon as the live stream goes live. But that's going to do it for today. So thank you all for joining me. On your way out, if you have not done so yet, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so that you never miss a thing here on the channel. Again, like this live stream, share this live stream, leave a comment in the comments section, and also go give the channel a follow at Steel City SR on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Thank you all. Have a good rest of your Friday night. Stay warm if you live here in Western Pennsylvania, because the weather conditions are very poor. But yeah, stay warm and come back here on Sunday. Steelers versus Lions. It'll be another fun Steelers game day live stream, and then we will be back here on Monday in this setting for some more Pittsburgh sports news. Thank you all. Have a good rest of your Friday night. Peace.